Like those are, how do I describe it? They're not big jokers. They're like you know what? You play Call of Duty, right?
No.
You get a certain.
I don't play Call of Duty, but I know enough about Call of Duty to kind of played it in the past to where you can. I'm gonna let you.
I just wasn't expecting you to say no.
I know what you're gonna try to say.
I wouldn't expect you to actually answer the question.
I didn't know it was rhetorical, my man.
Okay, when you play Call of Duty. And we are in this piece again. Somebody let me know in the comment section if y'all actually hear the left and the rights of this shit. But we be the Hold It Down podcast, aka like, comment, and subscribe. Because why? We want you to like, comment, and subscribe. Why am I saying like, comment, and subscribe so much? Because I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. And I always forget to say this shit, and I end up saying it in the end. And by that time, in a podcast, if you already committed to watching an hour of us talk nonsense, you probably either already decided you're going to like, comment, and subscribe. But if I say early, you know what I'm saying, you might like, comment, and subscribe right now. You know what I'm saying? But this is the Hold Down podcast. I'll be your host. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Tie-Dye Shirt. You know what I'm saying? Juan Quanton. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Saquon. One half of the Hold Down podcast. Here with my host right here.
You already know this. It's your main man, the Unstoppable Bloodbath, back at it again.
In the blue dew.
Another episode of Hold Down Podcast, you know, right here in the kitchen, per usual.
You know what I'm saying? Shirt sponsored by The Rock. You know what I mean? Got our Under Armour endorsement up in here. You know what I mean? Shout out to Dwayne Johnson. You know what I'm saying? My nigga. You know what I mean? Real nigga. Dapped him up. We gonna talk about how he had verse of the year last year or no?
The Rock did not have verse of the year last
year. He had
year.
verse of the year.
I tell people all the time, I'm The Rock's biggest fan.
Right. It was about drive. It was about power. We stay hungry, we devour.
Don't do that. Don't do that. No, please don't do that. I love to defend The Rock at any turn, but when I heard him on that Tech 9 song, I was like, nah, dog, this ain't it. This ain't it.
And the fact that when I tell you it took over TikTok,
yeah, it's everywhere. It's everywhere, but it's more of a meme than people being into the actual verse for being good. People just like talking about it because it's not great. So it's not even like it's bad. It's just that because it's The Rock.
Yeah, it makes it weird.
It just made it weird. So,
but the bad part is due to this day and age and the way things work, something can stream well because it is bad.
Yes.
But what do the stats say? The stats say this shit platinum.
Yeah.
And now you got a real bragging right. You know what I'm saying? I used to hate that shit. Like, I just learned to accept it because I used to hate that shit when Lil B was popping. Because I mean, y'all niggas say otherwise because y'all niggas don't want to let outsiders know what's really going on. But I felt like this shit was popular because it was so bad. But y'all niggas would be like, nigga, bass god, what?
What are you talking about?
Well, I sacrificed my bitch to him.
Who are these y'all niggas?
You know what I'm saying? Or Riff Raff. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he was only popular because the shit was just bad.
What was weird about it though is our homie Sam I think he genuinely believed these rappers were good.
Because I was so confused.
I was joking, but he really believed these rappers were good.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I was like, yo, I would fish for him. I'm like, wait, nah. I was like, he got it. I'm like waiting for one little bit. I was like, he's bad. I just fuck with it. But he's like, no, I think he really likes these niggas. Like,
we really thought that Lil B was good.
And then it makes it worse because the one thing about Lil B and any Lil, I mean, I think you would tell me, Lil B fans, majority of his shit is bad. But then every once in a while, he'll actually put out a good song.
He does have a couple of actually good songs.
Yeah, like songs with like actually good lyrical content and shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? I remember it was one. I think he rapped over a Nas joint, and it was like him being the Earth or some shit, and it was actually kind of fire. It was like I was like, nah, I don't know what drug he took that night, but this is different. This shit
He,
is
he also has a really good ear for beats. He'd have really good beats.
yeah.
The bars would be bad, but he'd have really good beats.
All kind of beats too, not just trap, not just bass shit. Like he'll pull out of his ass. He'll pull up a joint that you should like be like, yo, where's Dipset? Dipset need to rap on this beat, or you know what I'm saying? I mean, J. Cole wasn't popping at the time, but like a J. Cole type beat, or you know what I mean, like Griselda beats. Like he was all around, but it would be a good beat though.
Yeah,
no matter what. Nigga might have pulled up on some fucking Madlib and Jay Dilla signing beats on some of these shits for all we know.
Yeah. But this is a whole podcast where we said hip hop and battle rap culture as a whole.
You know what I'm saying?
We kind of skipped over the usual part where I
sponsored by Zaxby's, you feel me? You know what I mean?
That's not the usual part. Like I was saying, we skipped over the usual part where I usually give Quan a new nickname, but this week I don't know what I'm feeling. Nothing really inspired me this week, so we'll just call him Action Quantum and call it a day. So yeah, this week
I ain't gonna lie, this might be a collector's item since Zaxby's don't do milkshakes no more.
Well, is it a collector's item? Well, if it is a collector's item, you have a lot.
I do. Niggas don't know. I used to because real niggas remember when Zaxby's used to have milkshakes. I used to get the milkshakes every meal, and they would always come in these plastic cups. And I definitely saved them bitches, you know what I'm saying, and use that shit as actual Tupperware. It's the same as like if niggas get Chinese food and they get them shits in Tupperware and they just save it. It was like that. But, now that they don't serve milkshakes no more, like, I'm sure they don't got these cups no more. So this shit might be a collector's item. If you're anybody watching this shit and you wanna, you know what I'm saying? You wanna collect the Zaxby's cups, you know what I mean? Holla at your boy. I got him. Look at it. The conditions. I almost want to show this cup and be like, yo, conditions good. The rim's still on there. You know what I mean?
So yeah, the show is broken up into a couple parts. The first part is hip hop shenanigans, aka Quan's favorite part of the show. So we talk about news and things.
Very serious part of the show. Very serious.
Then after that, we get into our actual battle reviews. Then we do our artist of the week, and then we close it out. Whatever.
Unless I decide that this bitch needs to keep on going. You feel me? Because I got the power to take a shower.
Sure.
Whose song was that? Who was on that? I got the power.
I do not know.
I'll look at that.
So
shout out to Kanye.
This week we don't really have any news. This week, we thought about it. We looked. We did a quick check, but nothing's really going on now that we didn't talk about last week. Like if people be like, "Oh, talk about Slaughterhouse thing," it's basically the same. We already talked about that last episode.
The hard part is like, since we're like not bloggers and shit, like a lot of times stories just be continuations of shit that already happened.
Yeah.
And sometimes if we already talked about it, unless the continuation is a real actual chapter, we don't really like want to cover the shit. Like for example, we've talked about Megan and Tory, and then there was a time where we came around where they had a trial, but not really much happened during the trial. So it was like, we're not gonna just sit here and make that a whole subject when it's like we don't really got much to add.
Yeah, if there's nothing new to add to a story or new information, I don't really see a need to keep talking about it until we get some new information. Then cool, we can circle back to something. But
and Bloodbath barely like talking about y'all niggas anyway.
That is very true.
You know what I'm saying?
So this week, this is mainly just going to be a recap for the Queens Get the Money event. It was last weekend for us, so it was during that weekend where it was so many battle rap events. It was the day after Resolution 2. And the same day as like 2 other events, because like again, there was mad events last weekend for battle rap. I don't know why everybody decided that we needed to close out the last week of Black History Month with all these battle rap events. But all them niggas conspired together. So anyway, we're gonna go over this card. We're gonna do our artist of the week. We're gonna call it a day. So this episode shouldn't be ridiculously long, but who knows where this is gonna go. So is there a certain order you want to go in, Quan? Is there one battle you want to talk about first, or you want to try to go in the order of the card? What you want to do?
We could do the order of the card just so people know. I just followed the order that it was on Hot 97. Which if anybody wants to watch the battles, they are on Hot 97.
Yeah, they're all on Hot
97's
YouTube channel. That was a good thing that they streamed it there too.
Yeah, and
so they were very accessible.
And if you don't want to go through YouTube, if you don't want to go through Hot 97's channel to get to the video, just put it's Chrome 23. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chrome 23. You know what I'm saying?
That's the league that
Remy Ma
started. Yeah.
Shout out to Remy Ma. Does anybody that watches the podcast know I support anything Remy Ma? Love Remy Ma. And I'll keep it right there because I also rock with Papoose and don't need him to just hit me with a nice good Brooklyn snuff because I've been talking too much about his wife. You know what I mean?
Cool. Makes sense to me.
For sure.
So yeah. This I'd say overall event looked like it had a good turnout. Looked like she had some good support. I saw Smack was there.
I saw Smack was there. Saw Dave East was there. Saw Mano was there. Saw Don Q was there in the back. Saw Lil Mama was there. Let's talk about Lil Mama.
So
Lil Mama is random as shit.
It seems like New York pulled up. So
New York definitely pulled up. I mean, well, not Flavor Flav's New York. Actual New York. I'll be really forgetting that her nickname was New York.
But at this point, Tiffany Pollard doesn't make the news enough that people can confuse her with all of New York anymore. I understand.
But definitely at one point.
I know. No, you definitely right. There was a time where if you said New York, you most likely were talking about her, like the reality show star Tiffany Pollard.
Yeah.
But in 2022, nah, not really.
And fuck it, shout out to Tiffany Pollard. She's been doing good things. She took that and became respectable with it.
That's one of the random names I happen to know.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like there's certain people's government names I know for no real reason. So she just went a few. But
shout out Tiffany Pollard.
Yeah. So yeah. And while I was in the building, I'm assuming this card or the event was in New York somewhere. I don't know where.
Definitely had to be. If not, the closest thing maybe Jersey.
Yeah, like it had to be in New York for all of New York to be there.
That is what it did look like. It looked like every New York nigga that lived in Jersey was there. Anybody that when you from New York and you get popping or your shit starts taking off, what do? You move to Jersey because you're still gonna be in New York, but you ain't trying to be in New York. It's close enough. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody that was in attendance and all that. Yeah, you know what I mean, hip hop heads and all that.
It was a good turnout. But I also want to talk about hated the crowd.
Fuck the crowd. I ain't gonna hold you. The crowd, yo. That's why I don't even know what order this is in, but I'm telling you, by the last battle I watched, I was out of it. I was tired, and it was only 4 battles.
Yeah, we've watched only 4 battles.
We've watched whole 6, 7, 8 battle events,
and the time flies by.
Yeah, but no, this one it just made shit drag. Bro, there's one battle. If I'm not mistaken, I think one of the battles was 48 minutes, and I know it wasn't 48 minutes of bars. It was just kept prolonging the shit. I was just like,
be quiet. Like Remy had to get on the mic and tell the crowd to be quiet. Every 2 or 3 minutes, she had to tell them to stop. It's having to pause because the crowd would it wouldn't even be reaction. No, niggas would really just be talking. The crowd, you could hear niggas is just sitting around talking to each other. This is the oddest crowd.
And you know what's crazy is I was playing it through my speakers upstairs, and I didn't even really hear the crowd. I was like, oh, they did a really good job of editing out the crowd because I could hear I would hear the artist clearly. I would hear Remy clearly, and you could hear the different levels of the crowd, but they filtered them out pretty nicely. It wasn't until I came downstairs inside the cook to do the last battle. And I had in my headphones. In my headphones, I hear the crowd a lot louder. It's still they still shout out to Remy. They did a really good job of editing out the crowd and not having the crowd overpower the audio for people watching online. I don't know how it was in the building. It do be a different thing. But thank God, whoever was engineering that shit, appreciate y'all. The audio is wonderful. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely, with it being in the building, they definitely had to shut the crowd up. At least, every 2 minutes. And that shit was tiring.
Very tiring. It was
so tiring.
They had more audio issues than I'm used to, but again, this was their first event, so you got to give them time to work out the kinks. It wasn't anything where it was messing up any battles, though. It was just you'd be hearing feedback sometimes, or niggas have to stop and then restart and stuff nothing too crazy. I will say the only time the crowd was acting like a normal crowd was during one battle. That was KCJ and Official. All the other battles, the crowd was acting the ass again. But it was all the crowd got together and said, we're going to shut the fuck up for this one.
You know what's funny?
And that's why it's the shortest battle.
You know what's funny? That is the shortest battle. And even then, I was still the crowd. Because I seen sometimes, I feel like they was cool with with Official, but it seemed like KCJ a little bit.
That's more of just a critique. I'm saying I was just talking about the crowd in general. Because I know what you're talking about. I have that stuff in my notes too. Yeah. But I think that's more of a going talking about the actual battle. I just want to say that's the only time they was quiet. Yeah, because
there was definitely some times where Casey had to stop her shit or stutter, and she had to bring her shit back because of the crowd. Just the crowd was tired. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, well, would we want to say this crowd was worse than Atlanta?
No, I'm not gonna say that.
It's not that, but it ain't that bad. It was almost there, but not quite.
It was the type of crowd where I feel like they just weren't used to being at battle rap events, so they were still they didn't they didn't understand that they had to be quiet the whole time. It felt like this was a crowd of people who they were just invited somewhere and they pulled up. It wasn't like the Atlanta crowd where they paid their money to boo people for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I feel like the difference is. Like these people, they just was like they was kicking it with the homies and like, oh, they about to rap. Cool. I ain't never seen one of these before. What y'all think? Da, 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 da. Oh, that was good, girl. You doing good. And the niggas like, oh no, you gotta shut up. Oh, I do, my bad.
Yeah, niggas
I didn't know I couldn't talk during these. Like it was like
niggas having a whole conversation.
I just think people didn't understand the etiquette for a battle rap event. I think that's why the crowd was so annoying. So they just kept like you'd hear people start talking. Like we saw you, they just like get louder. I'm like, dog, y'all can't be having full blown conversations during this event. Like, we trying to hear the rappers.
She just be ridiculous, bro. Like I was so tired of that crowd. Like, bro, I was at all levels, bro. I'm like, bro, I don't want to keep on having to hear Remy. I don't want to have Remy Ma. I feel like trying to fight her own inner demons and not cuss out the crowd and shit.
She was getting annoyed too.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, if it wasn't for probably the maybe a good turnout and like probably good feedback from the people involved, I don't even know if she would want to do this shit again because I would be tired. Like, you know what I'm saying? She literally, me watching some of her interviews, is I see why she did this shit. She did this shit because she had a list of things, like I guess a bucket list or whatever, and she was like, you know what? Shit's, I'm just gonna start trying shit. That's why you see her all around now. Like, no disrespect, you see her doing everything but music, which she's prospering. She's acting, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's got her own battle league, which is this thing. Got a whole bunch of other things going on, you know what I'm saying? And I'm here for it. But while I'm sure it was overall a successful event, like whoever, I don't, because I was wondering like what did she do wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe she didn't charge enough.
It was that, or maybe she just didn't advertise it to the right type of crowd. I feel like maybe she was trying to get different type of people to pull up. Like, it sounded like maybe more women in the crowd, and even at women battle rap events, those women know how to act at a battle.
That's what I'm wondering.
So like, I feel like she tried to get more mainstream, like people like outside the culture to pull up. That's what it kind of sounded like. Well,
whoever these people are is definitely unprofessional, because I feel like even if you get different people, but they got some goddamn couth about them, then maybe they'll learn to shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Oh my god, that shit was so. I was surprised our fight didn't break out because I was so tired, and I'm like, there was mad battle niggas in the crowd too, like in the front at least. Like I seen Shotgun Shug in there, like.
It was like niggas was having a family reunion in the background. Like,
bro,
that's what it sounded like.
It was almost like to the point like you could hear Remy get tired of like she wasn't even like angry, upset. She was just like, it was like routine at this point for her to tell the crowd to be quiet. Like,
let them rap, please.
Like, bro,
please let them rap.
Thank God.
After watching that, she started pointing niggas out like, I know it's you. She was like, nigga, I know you by name. Hush. Like,
that was like that shit was just crazy. Maybe she need to charge more. That's what it is. I guess because you know what, Smack probably got that shit out of the way. He's like, yo, you know what, we $150 because you know why, you pay $150, you ain't gonna come in to fuck up the event. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be a lot of people that be like, nigga, I paid $150. Somebody better rap. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I don't know. She was selling them for $40 or $50, and it got all the freaking Rugrats in there that just want to holler at the chick next to them. Who knows?
But it was a lot. But I don't think that the crowd ruined any battles per se. They were just annoying to us as people who watch a lot of battles. So it's like you tend to get annoyed with crowds, which is something I've been saying for a long time. Fuck crowds, I'm over it.
Especially after Corona and seeing the joys that no crowd can bring.
It's amazing, bro.
Amazing, beautiful.
Niggas could just rap and that be it. Like it's such an odd concept.
Such a beautiful concept.
Like, niggas just go in there, rap their bars, and that be it. We don't gotta pause. We don't gotta run shit back. Like, it's just in and out. The battles are so much shorter when there's no crowds.
And even when there's a small crowd, you get the right reactions. You get reactions only when somebody says something hard. You know what I'm saying? And it also ain't prolonged. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get the proper reaction. It'll be like, oh shit, yo, that was crazy.
That's it.
We can move on to the next fucking bar.
Niggas don't gotta turn around to their friend and talk about how good of a bar that was while the battle still going on.
You know
that's what was happening.
The niggas don't gotta tear rock the situation and be like, dang, I done fucked up. All right, let me run the whole shit back to where I am. F you up, Fendi store. I don't know why. That's one of that's one of my favorite bars from him is F you up Fendi store. Like, I don't know why. That shit is just, it was a hard ass bar to me, bro. But yeah, I'm glad he stopped doing that shit too, personally.
Yeah, he don't do it as much. No
yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get to the first card. I mean, the first battle on the card.
Yeah, let's get to the first card. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yoshi G versus Prestavia was the first battle.
Really? Okay, because I feel like I might have this in reverse order. That was the last. That was the last one I watched.
So yeah, that was the one where the crowd was probably being the most annoying, in my opinion.
I think that was the longest battle too. They had all the energy.
They had all the energy because it was the first one of the night.
The drinks were just kicking in.
It was like, okay, I'm excited now. I want to see some raps.
Yeah.
They was all in on it.
No, I want to see some raps. I want to hear some raps and then talk over the raps while the raps are going on so I can slow down the raps.
So
what be going on? Like, I don't understand. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've had a problem with this shit since like school days. Like I joke as much as the next man, but I also would be tight when I'm like, all right, I can see the teachers getting agitated. Like, it's just prolonging the shit. Like, just shut the fuck up at this point. And niggas just don't get it and still will talk. And then we sitting here, don't even get through the actual curriculum and shit because yo ass want attention. Like, that shit been annoying. I don't understand niggas, bro.
Like, ain't nobody paid to see you in the crowd, nigga. We came to see the rappers.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't get it. Anyway,
but yeah.
So Yoshi went first. Wait, is there anything you want to say about this battle in general before I went into the actual?
Well, at this point, I was winded, so my notes are really small. Yoshi G was doing decent. I ain't gonna lie. She was.
Yoshi had 3 good rounds, in my opinion. Her rounds were good. She was stumbling a bit, and like she had to pause, but she always got it back.
Yeah.
She always got it back.
She never choked.
No, she didn't choke. She always got it back. I think she had 3 good rounds. The issue is the crowd didn't give a fuck.
I'm about to say she deserved more.
Yeah,
she deserved a better reaction. Let me say, not more reaction, because the crowd reacted like assholes. But like, as far her shit was good. Yeah. Her shit was definitely good, and I feel like it deserved more crowd love.
Yes,
definitely.
The other side of this is Prestavia was getting gassed to the moon. Nigga,
sure.
Like, and like it was the type of thing where
and rightfully so, her shit was fire.
Her shit was good, but then like it was so bad that Remy was like, "Damn, gun titles, stop bullying."
Oh yeah, stop being bullied,
Yoshi, because like Prestavia had all the gun titles with her, and like Prestavia is from New York. I don't think Yoshi's actually from New York. Like they was hype as fuck. And,
I don't know why. I think she might be from Boston or something.
Yeah, like
maybe.
Prestavia was like, but I don't even want to say Prestavia was killing her bars wise. It was just the energy in the room is what was really making it worse. Because bars wise, in my opinion, Yoshi had 3 good rounds of bars. Like, the only time it was just like, and like I feel like she started to lose her steam because she felt like, all right, it's just me and this bitch. I gotta just finish my rounds because they don't care about me.
In the third, she was definitely like, I'm just gonna finish.
Yeah. That's it.
And I respect her for doing that. She definitely finished. She's like, I'm gonna get these bars out, but the delivery she did have kind of left at that point.
Yeah, because in the second, when she tried to do a rebuttal, it wasn't even a bad rebuttal. Crowd was acting like it was bad and shooting. Then she even was like, I tried to do a rebuttal. Okay, whatever. I'm
not gonna hold you. I respect Yoshi G. I respect how she handled herself during this shit. Like, I respect it. I respect it 100%. You know what I'm saying?
Because even in the third, she had that Cash Money and the New Orleans scheme and all that. I think
that was fire. Like, that was good.
Like, no, she had, the rounds were good. Like, like when I'm seeing, I've seen like videos and shit. Like, I've seen like interviews and shit, like niggas like talking about it and like titling stuff like Yoshi G not like ready for the big time and stuff, or like she doesn't get.
They'll talk.
It wasn't her fault.
I'm about to say niggas talked like she got washed.
No,
she did not get washed. Didn't.
And that's why I was confused about when I finally went back and watched it, because I saw niggas, the way niggas were talking like Yoshi did bad or something.
Yeah, she did not do bad.
The crowd did her. The crowd did her dirty.
Yeah, the crowd did her dirty for no reason. Yeah, I'm like, that
she
wasn't
had
right.
3 good ass rounds. Like I have no issue with nothing that she did. It was just she stumbled a bit, but I think because her energy was thrown off. But after that, bars wise, she was fine.
Yeah, she was fine.
I had no issues with any of her bars. Like, I think she did really good. And like, it's sad that we have to talk so much about how Yoshi got did dirty, because Prestavia did really good too.
Yeah,
clearly Prestavia won it. Like, there's no debating that
for sure. And her delivery is amazing. I like
very great delivery.
Yeah, because I feel like bars wise, you know what I'm saying, like Prestavia may not be the best, but she just knows how to say her shit, deliver her shit. You know what I'm saying? She got a bit of a I don't say masculine, but she got a more tougher look and persona about her. So she knows how to deliver it like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I am a little
her weakest round was her third. The third when she was telling Yoshi had a thought or whatever. I was just like, all right, this was it. And it was her shortest because she was like, clearly I won. Let me go on and get this over with, like type thing.
Yeah. That was, I feel like that was her weakest because I feel like she's almost better when she doesn't have a concept to stick to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? At least in this case, like her sticking to that thoughting shit is like it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like nothing really hit though. Like she wasn't really dropping no life lessons in there. It was just like it was just an opinion. It was like an opinion. That's what it felt like. You know how most times they'll like kick it is like, no, you're fucking up in life. Like you need to get your shit together. That shit you did was wrong. I feel like in this one it was just like, I don't agree with what you did. Like, you know, you're making mistakes, I guess. Like it just didn't feel convincing. It wasn't a convincing argument. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it was still it was decent. It was cool. Nothing impressive.
Do you got scores?
Nope, because we have 4 battles, so I did not score these bitches.
I actually did do scores. I'm gonna go through them quick. Crowd control, I gave Yoshi G a 3 because I feel like it wasn't her fault, so I'm not gonna give her a bad score. Yeah. It's not like the crowd was booing her. It was just didn't want to do nothing. I could have bumped it down to a 2 in hindsight, but I'm not gonna do all that right now. Maybe she got a 5 for the crowd because the nigga, she damn near brought her own crowd. It felt like.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Delivery, I gave Yoshi a 2. Cause I felt like her delivery was getting worse as she went up. She was like, I'm trying to get through it, but I'm like, again, the bar wasn't a problem. Stavia, I gave her a 5. She had a great delivery. I feel like that's what helped her sell her shit.
Her delivery is definitely one of her strengths.
Yes,
for sure.
Haymakers, I gave them both 3s. In my opinion, their bars were pretty equal. Honestly.
Yeah.
Zone, I gave Yoshi a 2 because she clearly wasn't in her zone when the crowd wasn't fucking with it. She just lost it and she was stumbling and stuff
And it's understandable, man. How much of a zone can you be in when the crowd ain't fucking with you for whatever reason?
Yeah, and your shit was fire.
I guess her shit is. I guess is she a villain in the streets?
No, she's not like hated or nothing like that. She just like it's just her gimmick. Yoshi G's gimmick is just like I'm a thought low-key. Like all she talks about is fucking battle rappers and stuff like half the time. So it's like that's like her thing that she talks about. It's like a known thing that she brags about fucking battle rappers. Like
I gotta watch the battle where that
don't hate her. It's just what people expect her to have. Like she said, like the thought bars. That's what people come to her for. So again, she's not hated. Like she's always getting booked. Like she's really respected for her bars and stuff. I just don't understand why this crowd was hating on her so much. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, I gotta see a battle where that works for her too, because you would think that actually would be a notch against her, and I'm pretty sure all her opponents use that against her, like Prestavia tried to do. But I just wouldn't imagine that be
Yoshi killed people. Yeah, she killed Lady Caution.
Okay. I mean, you know, for her to be the battle rap thought, she ain't bad looking, so you know, it is what it is.
No
I just usually see that as a knock, like, but I guess you know maybe I gotta watch more battles of her and see how she spins that into a strength, and I'll be impressed with that.
Yeah, so. Stava gave her a 5 for zone because she was in her zone. She brought her own niggas with her. It felt like all of gun titles was behind her.
There was a whole bunch of guns and a whole bunch of titles in the building.
So yeah, Yoshi got a 10.
All she was missing was Tay Rock being like, "Get that bitch."
Yoshi got a 10, and Prestavia got an 18. So that's how I scored that one. Yeah, I scored all of them, but I'll run them quick. The next battle, Official versus KCJ.
Okay,
so
it
seems
opposite
after
order.
niggas did the most in the battle before, they calmed either. This battle, the crowd was quieter because gun titles was leaving, or niggas, I don't know why. I don't know why the energy drops off so quick and niggas calm their asses down and let them actually rap. Because the crowd was dead ass talking through Yoshi's rounds. Like the girl, she wasn't up there trying to do her raps. Yoshi was like, "Yo, y'all gotta stop sucking rap." And she just stopped. This time, niggas didn't have to stop shit. They got through their rounds. But the other problem was, in my opinion, this kind of carry over from the first battle. The crowd was acting like KCJ didn't have good rounds. KCJ had the same issue where she was saying fire shit.
I ain't gonna lie. I felt like it's something like whoever went first or whoever was on the left, you're fucked. It just seemed like they did not want to respect whoever was on the left. Because that's where KCJ was there and they was not giving her proper respect. Yoshi G, they was not giving her proper respect. And we ain't even getting to the next one, but you know, I'll get into that when we get to there. Yeah. It just feels like they did not want to respect the left side.
You know what? Maybe it was Bloods in there. You know, the left side is the Crip side.
We're not doing this.
Okay.
We're not doing this, Kev.
So anyway, the battle. So
On the set, we ain't doing this.
Casey went first, so it's not even. But this one they can't say there's no New York bias either.
Yeah,
the officials from New Orleans and Casey's from Texas.
Yeah,
so I dare a nigga to have some bias in this one because this goes against everything they stand for.
I'm about to say, hey, the South has something to say.
Yeah, so it's like, nah, this goes against everything New York stands for. But Casey went out
That
first.
might have been the reason it was quiet.
Maybe that's what it was.
It was like, hey, we're gonna take a break, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Casey went first. She had some solid punches in the first round. All her bars hit.
Yeah.
And that was it.
It was KCJ. Consistent KCJ.
It was consistent. It was good.
You know what I'm
Official
saying?
went out. I wrote down the same thing. Like, she had solid punches. Like, she was rapid fire punches from both of them, really. But the crowd was feeling the officials' punchlines more. It was definitely a bias for official.
Yeah, I was definitely feeling like they was fucking with
definitely a bias.
Yeah.
So then Casey went out in the second. She had a pretty decent rebuttal to officials' bars about, you know what I'm saying, Casey, because I guess Casey has a foot injury. She's wearing a boot. Like, she thinks she broke her foot. It's like, I'm in a boot battling a bitch from the boot. Like, all that stuff. It was working. It was working. She had another good round of punches, but unfortunately, the crowd didn't give a fuck because she'd be sitting up there rapping, and the crowd would just be like, all right, she done yet? Cool. Official! Yeah! Woo!
Niggas love the official, bro.
The official went out there. I'd say she had more of the same, just as good as her first round. Just as good. Like, she was consistent the first two.
Yeah.
And then the third, Casey went out there again. That third was her best round in my opinion, but the crowd didn't give a fuck. But the official went out there. There's another great round. I thought this battle was hard to call. Bars wise, it's hard to call.
I will feel like even though official did have the gas on her side, her bars were a little bit better too. Like I was fucking with her bars a little more than Casey's. Not by far, but definitely like a little bit more.
I understand.
Like I'm not even mad at the crowd siding with her. I'm just mad that they weren't siding with Casey like they could have been and should have been.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But official was definitely
she was good. She had some good shit.
With it.
So for this one, I scored this one differently. All right, so I will explain it. Crowd control, I actually gave Casey a 2 because I gave Yoshi a 3 because I could tell that crowd was just being disrespectful, like talking through her shit, and I feel like that's not her fault. And this one, they just wasn't giving Casey no reactions at all. And the only reason, in my opinion, for me to give you a 1 is if niggas is like booing you, and it's like if they're holding all reactions, I'm gonna give you a 2. If they're like, the only reason like I said Yoshi got a 3 is because I don't feel like that was her fault. I just feel like that was just the crowd was being weird. That's why I gave her a 3. For Casey, the crowd didn't been here. They didn't got settled in now. They already watched one battle. Yeah. They just didn't want to hear you.
Yeah.
They just didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't. So I gave official a 4 for the crowd.
The loud niggas went on a bathroom break during that time. Maybe they went and got some lunch.
So then delivery, I gave Casey a 3. And I gave official a 5. Because this is what I feel like maybe Casey's delivery wasn't as strong as officials, and maybe that's why officials like presence and delivery is what was pushing the crowd to get more in there. Because Casey was really just rapping her stuff, like just reciting her bars to get through them, and the official was more animated and like selling them and stuff. Maybe that's why the crowd was more excited. I really don't know. Maybe
because Casey's delivery is kind of consistent.
Yeah, it was good,
and it's not a bad delivery, but it is to the point that sometimes it does get a little boring. I think I have one more time to buzz before I just turn it off entirely. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do it right now because I still hear it rumbling. Yeah, but Casey J's like delivery is not a bad delivery, but it is very consistent from all her battles. Like she doesn't really switch too much. It's almost like the same issue I have with Coffee. Like while I love Coffee's bars, like her delivery kind of throws me a little bit.
Yeah, she changing up her vocal inflections and stuff. She don't emphasize on different things. I feel you.
Yeah, and while like listening to the first time, like Casey's delivery is like okay. It's like when you notice every bar, she's gonna be like, hit you with the pump, get it direct and the thump. Like she just does the same. It doesn't really change from battle to battle, so it can get a little boring if you've seen a few of her battles. But especially since our critique is this crowd is probably a different crowd. I think she deserved more respect. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't a bad delivery.
No, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. She didn't like perform herself. Like I said, she was reciting her bars, not performing her bars.
I agree with you.
So for haymakers, I actually gave them both 4s because I feel like they both had a lot of good shit. Like I just feel like the crowd was what the problem was. I don't think that Casey's bars were bad. Like she had good shit. I gave them both 4s, but I feel what Quan was saying about him. Maybe officials might have slighted her a little bit and been better. It's cool. Zone, gave them both 5s. I don't feel like neither one of them had these zone issues. They both had 3 good rounds. They both were consistent in their rounds. They all the shit was well done. So give them both 5s.
Like Tiger?
Yes. Casey gave her 14. Official gave her 18. So official won in my book too, because like she had to win. Not even just for this bars, but like because of how we drew our criteria and everything, just crowd control alone would carry her to a victory.
Yeah,
she has more points there. So
she I think she was just better all around.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But that's not to say that Casey J didn't come with it. She definitely came with it.
Casey was good too.
Yeah, for sure. Next one
was Miss Hustle versus Couture.
Okay. Now this one, I don't know how you gonna feel. Oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie. This one might be where it switched because Miss Hustle was on the left.
Mm-hmm.
When I say I feel like Miss Hustle was getting
brought
busy.
Bloods with her too.
That's the cheat code. If you're gonna be on the left side, you gotta bring the Bloods with you. You know what I'm saying? That's the cheat code.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And that's fun. That's kind of funny too. This is what makes me really believe she blooding, because there was Bloods on her side and I ain't seen no red. You know, as most times niggas be ODing.
You're right. Because I was finna say, but these is New York Bloods. They different, but now New York Bloods be covered in.
But have you seen a 6ix9ine video?
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like niggas almost be extra with it because they trying to prove something. But that's how you know, because real Bloods really don't like real Bloods don't have to be extra with that shit. Like it's like niggas know my body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like she was on the left side and she was bringing it. You know what I'm saying? Like Miss Hustle was on fire. I feel like
she was doing really good. She was performing her rap. Her bars were good too. So it's not like it was just her gas of her people that she brought with her. Yeah, she really did bring a bunch of people that you could tell from the reactions.
Yeah, but it was proper gas.
Yeah, but I also feel like this was the most unbiased the crowd was all night. Besides the people that Hustle brought with her, that were cheering for her no matter what she did. When Couture said shit, the crowd would give her a good reation too.
And I ain't gonna lie, that's almost surprising because I feel like Couture was kind of weak. I'm not gonna hold you.
I actually like Couture stuff.
I didn't. But I will say I won't say I didn't like her stuff. I would say that I feel like her style is an older style, but she did have good shit once in a while. I ain't gonna say she had weak bars. She had good bars in there. It just was kind of spread a little more far in between than the way the style is now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because she would say some I feel like she would say some weak shit, but then she'll say when you do the climate change. That climate bar was fire.
Yeah.
She'll have one of those, but then she'll also have just a weak regular bar.
Her shit was just crafted different.
Yeah.
And that's what I noticed early on. Her shit was just crafted different. And her rounds were set up in a way to where it was more wordplay and wordy type stuff. And Official's bars, I know there's a specific word or saying for the type of rhyme pattern that she had, but I feel like Couture, her style, it would take more turns. She had more internal rhymes and she would angle out from her punches better than with Hustle stuff is you could see where it was going. All right, I'm setting up for my punchline.
Yeah.
But Couture stuff is you could I would think she was going somewhere, but then it would turn, then it would still come back to where another place. It was it was weird. The way she set her round up, I really enjoyed because it wasn't as predictable in my opinion. It wasn't, but again, Hustle still had really good punches, so it was still hitting just as hard.
Yeah.
So I liked both styles. To me it was a style clash thing, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm gonna run through it. Hustle.
Yeah, maybe I just like Miss Hustle's style a little more.
Yeah, she was a very aggressive style, which I know that's what you're into.
It surprised me too that she's from Harlem because she very much I feel conducts herself like a Brooklyn chick. She's just so aggression is her thing, and while Harlem does get aggressive, Harlem's not really known for that. You know what I'm saying? That's more of a Brooklyn thing, but but yeah.
Yeah, Hustle, she had good punches in the first. The crowd was really into it. It was a good round. Couture, I feel like her first round was fire. She had good storytelling, words usage, and she had some decent reactions.
Yeah.
Hustle went on the second. Did a funny impression of Couture's voice. It was pretty close to Couture's voice. It was a good round. Then I wrote down that I'm convinced that she brought her own crowd. But Couture, all I wrote down was it was a great round in my opinion. Hustle's third round was full of gimmicks. She brought out a nigga who said that Couture had chlamydia. I was like, all right, what is this?
Yeah.
Then she brought out Ms. Pat. And I was like, all right, what is this? Overall, it was just a weak round. She barely did the rapping for her round. She let other people talk during her round, which I don't like that.
It threw me, and when I tell you, I was like, it was a second away from backfiring. Like
it really was.
It needed one thing to go wrong and niggas would have started booing. I felt it.
Niggas low-key started booing Miss Patty in the worst. But the second person came up, dude was booing her a little bit.
Because I was like, I don't know her. I don't know her. And I'm like, I don't know the significance of her being there.
It was a lot. In my opinion, like if you're gonna bring out a guest person, which I'm usually not into that no way personally, but you're gonna bring out two in one verse.
That really threw me off. I was like,
what the fuck is this?
I was like, another one?
Yeah,
right.
Nah.
For y'all that don't know me, I'm Miss Pat. I was like, and
hi, Miss Pat.
I'm Miss Pat. Like,
I don't know you, ma'am.
I'm like, she must have thought she was Miss Parker.
Yeah, like what's supposed to happen now?
Yeah, that was easily
when it came out. I was just sitting there thinking, so y'all went through the trouble of miking up 2 extra people. That's how I be thinking as a nigga who be behind the scenes for stuff. I'm like, so they went through the trouble of miking up these extra people.
And then to make it worse is like the dude was barely. I didn't even know he was mic'd up because I could barely hear him.
I heard him just fine.
I didn't hear him that well. Miss Pat, I heard perfectly,
he was staying in character pretty well too.
Yeah, I'll
give tell that Hustle and that nigga was practicing that a couple of times because he stayed like they played over to the well, like the timing was good on their part.
Yeah, because at least I'll give her that. She knew she's gonna try this shit. What's not gonna happen is we better not flop this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was 1 second away from backfiring, bro. Because when I tell you, I was like, what's going on here? What are we doing here?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
But then, even with the critiques I've had with Couture, I'll tell you what, her third was my favorite of hers.
You liked her third the most?
I like her third the most.
I thought that was her weakest, but
really, I liked her.
It was still good.
I liked her third the most. Like that one, I feel like she was like saying some shit in that joint.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
That's fine. So I'm gonna go through the scores I got real quick.
Obi Trice, road name, no gimmicks. You feel me?
For Hustle, I gave her 5. For Crowd Control, Couture, I gave her a 3.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't the same
at all.
Hustle brought her own crowd. You're not gonna compete with that.
Basically,
delivery. Give them both 5s for delivery. They both did. Hustle has a very aggressive style, and in her face style, she wasn't stumbling. She got through shit. She performed her shit very well.
Mm-hmm.
I respect her for that. Couture, she has a way more laid back style, but I feel like her vocal inflections and stuff were good. She wasn't stumbling. Like it was all there. She was clear. Like that's just her style. I don't expect her to be yelling and dancing. That's not what Couture does. Cool. Haymakers, I gave them both 4s. I know you probably would have gave Couture like a 3 or something.
Yeah.
For Zone, I gave Hustle a 4 because she brought out 2 people in the third. That shit really, I couldn't.
Threw the zone off.
That threw her zone fuck off, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Couture, I gave her a 5 though. But Hustle, I was like, nigga, no, bro, you're losing points somewhere for this shit.
Yeah, that third. Yeah, that wasn't it.
That wasn't
it. Respectfully.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, I gave Hustle an 18 and Couture 17. Technically, I gave Hustle the win still. But.
Yeah.
Last battle.
QP versus 40 bars.
Yeah, QB Black Diamond versus 40 bars. Now I know you don't know because
one's gonna be funny.
You don't keep up with battle rap for real. So let me tell you something interesting.
Tell me something.
The day before this battle, which would be the day of Resolution 2, which we watched,
mm-hmm.
Hustle was not Hustle. I'm sorry, 40 was on Twitter talking shit. She was just like, "Oh, I got mad shit for this hoe." So she was on Twitter. She dropped a video explaining how QB lied about getting raped.
Okay.
And all of Twitter was like, "Damn, 40, that's how you gonna do her?" Damn, I'm excited for this battle. Like, it was like people was talking about like there was Loki doing promo for this battle, just like just dropping shit. Like 40 was like, "I got more to say about this whole tomorrow." Like, y'all just wait. Like 40 had been talking shit. Like this whole lie about being raped. Like, I'm on this bitch head, y'all. Like, it's a rap for her. Like 40 was talking shit. So when I saw that, I was like, "Yo, this finna be crazy." Like, you don't drop no video saying somebody lied about being raped, dog. Like, you better be ready to back that shit up.
It's about to be up and it's stuck.
Yeah, man. But I wasn't as familiar with QB. Apparently, QB's was a big deal in Queen of the Ring because she said she's been around since before 40. Cool.
She has. I remember when she was like she used to be like really, really skinny.
Okay.
And yeah. But I think she had like a lip ring or some shit too. But yeah, like she was one of the, like when I even vaguely being familiar with Queen of the Ring and when women would battle, she was one of the faces I knew.
Okay.
So I will co-sign that.
Okay.
She's been around for a minute.
I get it. Cool. So Is there anything in general you wanted to say? You want to go get into?
I got a few things to say about this. Okay, so one random thing about this is watching this battle. This is a battle that my girl was on the phone for. That was funny. I was like, I had to let it know. I'm like, I'm putting you in the notes. My girl does not like QB. She's very mean. Like, she really say that like when QB would say some wild shit, she'd be like, "Oh my gosh, she's so mean, bro." Yeah, it got to the point where she'd be like, "I hope your kids get raped." She'd be like, "Not the kids."
Yeah, she kept attacking the kids,
bro. I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. Like it was funny at first. It was funny at first, but then I was like, by the third, I was just like, all right, I ain't gonna lie, QB a little uncomfortable. Like,
yeah,
it's because it really, like, even without 40 pointing that part out, because I kind of expected it when she was like, yo, she be rapping about such and such, she rap like this, da 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 da. Like, who thinks of that shit? Who does that shit? And then QB proceeded to, it was like when, who did Enes battle that had some dirt on his name? I remember one of Enes's comeback battles. Let's just say it was against DNA. I think it was against DNA. He was like, you know what? I ain't gonna rap about your tooth or how your mother's retarded. And I was like, psych, that's all I'm gonna talk about. That's all she talked about was just wild, uncomfortable shit. And I was just like,
and it was like you could tell she thought that she was gonna be like Arsenal. But yeah, it just wasn't as good as what Arsenal was like. Arsenal says disrespectful shit, but he'll at least usually find a way to still make it a good bar.
He'll pause. He'll spread it around a little better. Yeah, and it's like, I hate to say it, the disrespect will almost be in better taste. I feel like she
barely.
I just feel like she'll just use the shit as material and then like get the shock, but like not really elaborate. Like
yeah. Plus Arsenal, I don't think Arsenal said disrespectful shit, but he usually said disrespectful shit about adults. He don't usually talk about alone. He don't usually be talking about wanting people to, like, he be like, yeah, I hope your kids get raped. Like that's the type of shit that QB was saying. QB was there saying stuff like I hope somebody molest your kid type stuff. Like what?
That might be the one place where he draws a line, because he'll definitely be like, oh, don't have a grandfather that passed or some shit. Oh, don't talk about that nigga.
A grown ass man. You know what I'm saying? Also gonna talk about.
Oh, the grown people anybody can get it. You know what I'm saying? EBK. You feel me? Like grown folks get it, but he'll leave the kids alone. You know what I'm saying? Unless you concede it. You know what I'm saying? They'll have a bunch of short jokes for you. But
because he'll think you are a kid.
Yeah. Yeah. But he don't really talk about, he ain't gonna be like, yeah, your daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, he leave that shit alone. But QB?
That was all she had to say, it felt
that's like. All. Oh my God. And by the third round, it was just uncomfortable. I was like, I don't want to hear no more. Bro, like, niggas like, yo, if what she say? If my nephew met your niece, he would rape her or some shit.
He didn't say that. He was just like, he's like, my nephew want to know how much your niece is going for or something like that, or how much she charges. Something like implying that 40's niece is like a prostitute. And then people was like, what?
And then like, he was like, my nephew
15, her niece 16. Like it's not a big deal. She was like, mind your own business. But it's like, but
you brought it out here. You brought it to our attention. But you'd be like, my nephew would get the head from your niece and then nut in your mother's mouth or some shit like that. I'm like, that's just, I don't want to think about your nephew nutting in anybody, but like it was just a whole bunch of that.
It was, and we're not exaggerating. That's what like, all three of her rounds was. She didn't have much else to say, and like, it was sad. It really was sad because like in her head, she kept saying that she felt like the crowd just didn't want her to win and people was against her. But ma'am, your bars just weren't as good.
They weren't as good. Period. And you can't try to shock the crowd for the entire battle. It would be different even if you had like those are, how do I describe it? They're not big jokers. They're like you know what? You play Call of Duty, right? No. You get a certain,
I don't play Call of Duty, but I know enough about Call of Duty to kind of play it in the past to where you can. I'm gonna let you.
I just wasn't expecting you to say no.
I know what you're gonna try to say.
I wouldn't expect you to actually answer the question.
I didn't know it was rhetorical. My man.
Oh, shit. Okay, when you play Call of Duty, God damn, that was funny. I'm sorry, that was funny. When you play Call of Duty or games like Call of Duty, like first person games, you know what I'm saying? They'll give you grenades, right?
Yes.
You usually have a set number.
Yes.
Even if you somehow, if it's a game that has grenades you can find on the map, you only have a set number.
Yes.
You're not going to be 15 grenades on you.
No.
It's not that kind of situation. Those bars are kind of like grenades. So you got to use them properly, and use like you can't just be throwing them out willy-nilly.
Nope.
They're not bullets.
I agree.
You feel me? And I feel like she was using them like bullets. You know what I mean? You're not going to win a fight throwing grenades everywhere. Why? Because you're not using them precisely. You're not even aiming at anybody. You're just throwing them hoping to land. And I feel like that's what fucked her up. Not the crowd not wanting her to win. Because I feel like it was like in the beginning, like it was like sharp. It was like, oh shit, she just said something fucked up. But when you're constantly like, it only works so much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like if you get in an argument with somebody, you say some wild shit. It's like, oh, but then you keep on saying wild shit. Now I hate to say, like my girl said, you're just being mean at that point. Like,
yeah, which is weird. Like even Tyler the Creator will admit that he used to be weird and that people didn't like him. Like,
it's like, bro, even people will say like when women get mad at you and want to argue with you, they say low blow shit, right? But they'll say it in a moment, but like, all right, I don't know, that's why your mama ugly. Ooh, okay, but it's not gonna be that's why your mama ugly and your daddy don't like you and your brother rapes you and your daughter got one finger. Like, it's just like all that shit is just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what she did that shit too much. It took out the shock of what she was saying, and it was just like, this is just bad stuff to say.
And it was bad because Remy kept having to get in the crowd to calm down and let her because the crowd just didn't want to hear her no more. And it was all her fault.
They had to calm the crowd down just for her to talk about, like, hold it down. Your children are ugly. Like, dog, like
it kept happening to where Remy was like, quiet, let her rap. We don't want her to rap though, Remy. That's the problem. And I ain't gonna lie. 'Cause I know we're kind of going all over the place with this battle, but one thing I did notice is when QB was trying to mention her 40 bars and Lux. Why did 40 bars have to let us know that she would fuck Lux? I didn't know this was the chapter. I didn't know this was the thing until QB said it, and then she was like, that's a lie, but I mean, I wish he did. I would have fucked him. Why do you have to let us know that you want to fuck Lux? They were talking the whole time.
That felt so weird.
They was like 40 were talking her the whole battle. Like,
it was weird.
40 was just like, what are you talking about? 40 would be like, please go. 40 would be like, dog, just go.
It would be weird.
Or when like after QB's first round, 40 was like, that was kind of long. That was kind of a long round, but it's okay. It's okay. It was long, but it's okay. And
I definitely noticed in this battle, I have it literally written down in my notes, a lot of dead folks in this battle. Like, bro, when I tell you, like, dog, like, yo, it'll be right after Remy's like, quiet down. And then QB be like, so your grandfather just died, right?
Right? Didn't he die 2 weeks ago? Didn't he die? He died, right? 2 weeks ago?
Bruh.
He died. And then 40 would just be like, what are we talking about?
And what made it worse is like 40 knew this was coming, so she even in her bars, she was like, you like talking about dead folks, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was funny because 40 was ignoring her and was like, people are leaving. Well, you're like, because you did, like, 40 was like, people are leaving because you're doing so bad. He's like, everybody leaving? Everybody leaving? Like,
so your dad just died, right? And then it made it weird because like even like 40 tried to go there on the third, which like I'm not mad at her because I can tell this was just a rebuttal to to QB style. Because QB likes doing that shit. She's like, all right, well, let's try this shit on you. You know what I'm saying? So I tried to like negate that, even though at that point I was tired of hearing about dead folks.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, bro, like let's take a moment right here, all right? Like when I tell you, this means it means a lot for me to say this. I'm a person that listens to a lot of gangster rap. We on this platform have talked about, loving the song "Who I Smoke." You know what I'm saying? We've I listen to Brooklyn. I listen to drill. Okay, that should be the sentence right there. I listen to drill music. You know what I'm saying? I know you listen to Young Boy. You know what I'm saying? what's really been done and what he says, cool. But I listen to drill, and it's to the point the mayor of New York is trying to ban drill music. Why? Because niggas are dissing each other in songs and smoking on people that actually died, and people are dying. So they're literally about to ban a whole genre of music because of the violence attached to shit. That's what I listen to. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I listen to that happily. You know what I'm saying? I don't promote the shit, but like happily. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad niggas getting smoked on the songs I'm listening to. When I'm telling you in this battle, I was tired of hearing about dead folks, because it just got weird. Because you know what made it worse? Like, at least in them drill songs, it's people that are active in the streets. So I'm like, you know what? Even though it's fucked up because it's teenagers dying and shit, it's like, all right, these are people in the streets. These are people in gangs.
They signed up for this lifestyle.
In a way, they signed up for this shit. When QB's talking about somebody dead, it's somebody like grandmama. It's an innocent person that probably just died from natural causes or diseases and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, son. Like, it was just weird. And then, you know, when 40 was doing the shit, when 40's angle was you lied. First, I think it was her second round was like about her lying about being raped, and then the third one, she was like, well, you lied about being raped, so you ruined one man's life. So ironically, you lost 3 a year. You know what I'm saying? And it was a good angle. It's just at that point, I was tired of hearing about dead folks, and I was like, this is just an awkward. This is a lot of dissing of the dead.
And I know QB was probably annoyed that the crowd was way more excited when 40 waited until the third to say wild things. Her first 2 rounds were just regular raps that just happened to be really good.
Oh, and I definitely said on here too, because I remember you said this before. 40's pen is fire.
Yes.
Her the shit she was saying was fire.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I will give her that.
Like 40 always is like her voice has never been big. Like, she don't have no dramatic voice. Like 40
she don't got
no deep. She don't got no inflection. 40's always said like a really calm, like really feminine sounding voice.
Yeah.
But like her pen
is amazing. I'll give her full credit. I take back all that shit about her choking and shit. I
told you not to play with 40, bro.
I respect you. Her pen is crazy. Yes. Definitely, and I'll say this of the night. Out of everybody's lyrics, hers was the most fire. I see why she gets the respect that she gets. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Even with some of the choke she's had, like I see why she gets the respect she. Why she was part of this was the headliner, right?
Yeah,
yeah. I see why. You know what I mean? But and she needed something.
It just wasn't close. Like, the level of bars, it just wasn't close. And QB was only making it worse by rapping about the same things over and over. Like, she was just furthering the distance. Like, dog, we can see that 40's on another level.
And I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if 40 bars mentioning this shit kind of like took the bow out. You know what I'm saying? Gracefully. Like, I don't know if she, debunked her style when she said it, because she got that shit off early, and like I was like, oh, okay, so that's what's gonna be her shit. And then QB proceeded to have that. I don't know if that worked in her favor, but I just know by the end of the second, I was like, I hope she switches it up something, but she didn't. And I'm not even saying it's a bad thing, because you know what, that is a nice shot. Like because bro, I remember somebody even said in the comments when this was from 40's side, when 40 was like, your brother died from shooting himself. He's an idiot. It's like, niggas was like, that's the most disrespectful bar ever. And I was like, it's not even a punchline in that shit. She was dead ass saying, like, bro, it's just a dead ass thing to say. It's like, yo, your brother shot himself. Like, he's a fucking idiot. It's like, oh shit. But what made it bad is like, because QB talks about that shit all the time, it was like, I could understand QB being upset or being like, the crowd didn't want me to win because she's doing shit I do, and all of a sudden they like when she does it more. For one thing, you do it too much. You've been doing it throughout the entire battle, and when you just come off mean, like not even creative with it, you just come off mean. It's almost you kind of getting what you deserve. It's like we almost didn't feel bad for her talking about people you lost. Why? Because you always talking about people that somebody else lost, and we almost would like it better if you just said you were smoking on. You know what I'm saying? At least in the drill music I listen to, niggas are just smoking on somebody a pack and then they move on. Niggas don't be like smoking on Quan. You know what I'm saying? And I hope his dead body gets raped by bugs or some shit. Like, they just let it be. They'll let you just know, hey, that person's dead and we didn't like him. And then they'll move on. But QB will be like, when your grandfather died, I hope he got stung by a bee
QB
on his dick or something like.
QB was like something. I know you're a bad mom. That's why your son went missing. Well, I'm glad you found him. Next time you won't find him again or something like that.
Some shit like that. I'm just like, damn, bro. Like,
well, then, I know for a fact she said something like, "I'll have a nigga rape your daughter and then make you suck his dick." I was like, what?
Yes, she did say some shit.
What?
Like that. She did say some
what
shit
is
like that.
this?
She did say some shit like that, bro. The nicest thing she said was, 40 bars having a coke habit, which everybody says. That was the nicest thing she said.
Everybody says that.
Everybody says that, but that was literally the nicest thing she said. Everything else was just like, damn. Like, it's bad when QB made a freaking Eminem verse sound like it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
because it was just like, dog, this is all you want to talk about. Especially in the third, when she was just like, so I'm gonna get back to this shit again. And y'all want to hear me talk about our kids, right,
bro?
No, we don't. We really don't. That's why we keep trying to get you to stop. We don't want to hear that,
bro. I remember when Eminem was coming out and everybody was outraged because he would say wild shit. And I remember like, you could go Eminem freestyles now when he still had the blonde hair. He'd be like, yeah, I throw a baby carriage in you with a baby in it. And it was just funny because you knew he was playing. At least if you had some sense, you knew he was playing. But QB just saying this shit, even though I'm sure she ain't gonna do nothing, but it just comes off mean, my nigga. It's like, it's people already dead. It's people already like, damn. So it's like when 40 started doing that shit back, it was like, you deserve this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you the one that's been going outside of the freaking the moral compass and shit.
Exactly.
Sheesh. But I mean, yeah. Other than that, QB did her thing. I just listen. I feel like her style will be a lot more better if she just chills with the dead shit.
I don't think she had to chill with the dead.
She just got to spread that shit out. Like, it would hit.
It would have been better.
It would have been better because if that's your style, cool. I understand that. That's what you do. It was just too much of it. It was just too much, my nigga. Like read the room. I hate to say it. Read the room. It's just, yeah.
It was so bad, bro. In my notes for one of Kiwi's rounds, I just wrote down, "What the fuck,
bro?"
And one, I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
It was so bad that, like, I was literally laughing. I was cracking up on my girl saying, "Wow, she's so mean." And then by the end of her third, I was like feeling the same way. I was just like, "Yo, this is uncomfortable." Like,
I'm definitely
mean.
that's how most women react to battle rap who've never heard of battle. They'll be like, "Why are these people being so mean to each other?" Like, this is the nature of the sport. But even this was extreme because I've had a girl, like, especially like watching women's battles is like usually more disrespectful because they do find a way to talk about each other's kids. Niggas don't talk about each other's kids. The women they gonna get to them kids. They gonna get to them kids. Bro.
That is a fact.
Niggas gonna threaten to kill you all kinds of ways. Niggas gonna make up guns to shoot you with. But women, they gonna be like, "Bitch, we don't take care of your kids." What,
bruh? I ain't gonna lie. Niggas in battle, they'll find every angle about you, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as a nigga mentions somebody, because like, that nigga's a menace. What the fuck is wrong with him? Nigga, women's battle, the first one.
Like, niggas will insult you with stuff that's not even a real insult. You ain't even no real killer for real. You ain't never really robbed a nigga for real.
You got an actual job.
Like, are these bad things?
You fill the fuck out of a freaking application, don't you?
Like, are these bad things? But the women, they find real dirty. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's to hear about your kids don't be going to school? Like,
nigga, yo, they will really start the whole shit out. Be like, yo, so your son's middle name is Marquise, right? That's a wild shit, bro. That shit be crazy. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. This is gonna be fucked up to say. Not QB, because she gonna take the shit too far. But I do want, like, I want a really good female battle rapper to battle Danny Myers one day.
Just talk about all his kids,
and break it down in a disrespectful way, but like do it cleverly. 40 could definitely do it. Now she'll break down the shit and like have a nigga like nigga, how the fuck is you? You know what I'm saying?
But she'll just need to be able to find a way to kill Danny's energy. Because 40 don't have the hype energy.
She don't.
Danny's energy would make it look like she not spitting.
Yeah,
but she gonna have 3 good rounds. But like,
he is the god.
But like, 40,
I'm about to watch that battle again just to see his facial expressions. The nigga do push-ups and battles and shit.
40, she killed that nigga Surf over here. Basket Surf started choking, but she had 3 good rounds. Like,
Yeah.
Good ass rounds.
You should shit. You would think that Surf would have been well, I don't think he knows QB like that. But the way he was cheerleading his gun titles mistress, you know what I'm saying? Prestavia. Like he was right there cheering her on. And she was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? The room is yours. The room is yours. Control the room. Control the room.
He was loving it. He was loving it.
For sure.
But anyway, yeah, I think we pretty much said all we needed to say about this battle.
I think 40 took that battle. And QB, clearly. I ain't even gonna say you bad. You just like, you know. And we ain't even gonna speak on whether we think the rape case really happened.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, that's not our business.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It would make sense if we had like a hotline for that shit to get out of it. There's no way to transition out of that shit.
Oh, I'm gonna go into my scores for the battle, even though we both know how this went. But
40 got 40, and QB got a letter.
So crowd control 40. I give her a 4. I'm not gonna give her a full on 5 for the crowd control because like crowd wasn't losing their minds or nothing. Like, but they was into it. They were very into it. I'll give her a 4. QB, give her a 1. She basically was getting booed. In my opinion, I feel like she really was getting booed.
Yeah, that shit was awkward.
Yeah, like it was like the crowd dead ass didn't want her to rap no more. Yeah. And again, I gave who did I give it to? I gave Casey a 2 because the crowd didn't want to give her a reaction. Like they was fighting against her good bars to stay silent. So that's why I gave her a 2. This crowd just didn't want her to rap no more. They basically booed her, in my opinion. Yeah, I feel like they booed her without saying boo. Yeah, the way that they would just stop, like when she starts something like, hey, whoa, like they didn't want it no more. Yeah, it was. In my opinion, she got booed.
Niggas was done.
Yeah, so she got a 1. I can't give her a 0 because the lowest we can score, we can give her a 1. Delivery, gave 40 a 4. I might as well give her a 5. Might as well. But not her. She wasn't really. I've seen 40 have more energy than this before, so she can actually deliver a little bit better. She wasn't as animated. She was just spitting her shit and called. I'm gonna give her a 4 for delivery. Yeah. QB delivery, I give her a 3. Her delivery wasn't terrible. Yeah, we just didn't want to hear it.
It was a decent delivery. She just wasn't delivering good shit.
Yeah. Haymakers, I gave 40 a 4. I feel like 40 was low. 40 was holding back because pen-wise she can go crazy in this. It's just she was trying to hit it with the personals too, which is that's just stuff isn't very impressive in my opinion. Yeah. So the only reason I give her a 4. She can easily get a 5 on another day.
And I respect it because she's dealing with somebody that tries to get personal all the time. So you got to kind of use their style against them and get personal. Yeah. So I respect it. She knew what she was doing. I'll give her that. With this battle, she knew what she was doing.
QB Haymaker, give her a 2. She wasn't talking about shit.
She wasn't talking about shit.
Yeah, like I'm just go ahead and give her.
She was just talking about people.
Yeah, she had like 1 or 2 good bars per round. I was like, all right, that was cool, but everything else, nah, nigga, keep that shit to yourself. Zone, I gave 45.
She's like, your nephew Jermaine just turned 2, didn't he? Like, god damn, bro.
I gave. Did she say she wanted to? She said she wanted to drop 40's granddaughter and break her leg. Bro, yeah, I was like, what is going on?
Like, what's going on with the kids?
She's like, what's your granddaughter's name? Summer. What? How did we get here?
She definitely did.
That's exactly what it's like. She definitely. That is the word quote from her. She dead ass said that.
I'm gonna give Summer a walker. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah. So, and I gave 40 a 5. She had 3 great rounds in my opinion. I have nothing bad to say.
QB. Didn't your niece just turn 5? Like,
I gave QB a 1 for Zone because she wasn't into this after the first. She was like, all right, the crowd ain't feeling me, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? She was losing it. I probably could bump her up a little bit, but I don't want to. So QB, you gave her a 7. That's her overall score is a 7. That's like one of the lowest scores we've ever given.
Didn't your little cousin get a 7 on their test 2 weeks ago?
Well, I'm gonna have 7 niggas jump like that. That's the same shit QB would say. I gave 40 and 17 with his name. That's my those are scores for the event. Overall, I think in general, it was a good event. Yeah. I just think the crowd. I don't think the crowd ruined the event. They just made the event drag on.
For sure.
Remy, I would call the event a success.
For sure.
I think it was a success. Looking forward to your next events because I know you said you want to do like 3 or 4 more this year. So hopefully they turn out good. Maybe I guess the only suggestion I would say is like controlling the crowd better or something, or better precautions. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Or maybe separating the stage.
I'm sure
from the performers better or something, so it doesn't pick up as much. I don't know. I don't know the logistics how you set up.
I'm sure Remy and Chrome 23 will figure it out.
Also, another great thing I liked about your event is how accessible it was.
Yeah.
You streamed it on YouTube. It stayed on YouTube. Like it was very easy to get to. That's
Got it nice and fast and pretty well done. Because like I said,
yeah.
I even though the crowd was being ridiculous, like whoever was engineering or did the sound did a good job of getting the crowd getting the crowd noise controlled to the point that I could hear the audio. I could hear what I needed to hear.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's not headphones. Headphones is the only time I heard the crowd, but having it on my speakers, like I barely even heard the crowd. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah. All right. So now we can get into this week's.
Didn't your sister have a crowd where she got gang banged at that party? Like, freaking QB, right? I'm gonna need to like listen to a sermon or something to get QB's mind stay out of my shit. I need to listen to a Lux verse. That's what I need. Some intelligence. You know what I mean? Maybe a Lupe Fiasco album will help. Some intelligence. They put you make them want to do right, Lou. They're trying to graduate from school, Lou. They're starting to think smart as cool, Lou.
Artist of the week. Do you have artist of the week, or you want me to go first?
I got artist of the week.
Oh, this is 3 weeks in a row now. You been ready?
I've always been ready, my
That's
nigga.
not true.
Since the beginning of time.
Very not true. Don't let this man lie to y'all.
Anyway, my artist of the week, I would say the Migos. I finally got around to listening to Culture 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, I ain't gonna say it was a bad project, but I do feel like it was a good grade of mid. I feel like they did have some strong points on there, like, but I do feel like their strong points came in like on joints with like features. You know what I'm saying? Like I like the Pop Smoke joint. I've been playing that one for a good minute, even before I listened to Culture. I like the joint they have with Drake, and the single they got. You know, I never really cared for Straightening, but I did like Modern Day Stroll, which was the joint that came out like way before the album, and that was like one of the joints that had the streets like kind of excited for a Migos project. You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking for anything off this album.
That's the one that's that has Quavo on a boat, and I think he dropped it like right after he broke up.
You know I don't watch music videos.
You said what? Oh yeah, you don't.
I like it, and because I haven't had to really go nowhere because it was the pandemic.
Yeah,
I dead ass something I've heard in one of these songs before, but I have nothing against Migos. I enjoy Migos, so
you ain't
I
heard
need to go ahead.
No.
I've seen people use the phrase like it was slang for a little bit, but I've never heard the song.
Well, as far as joints that like, even though you don't watch music videos, you be on Instagram, you be on the social medias a little bit.
Okay.
There's 2 songs that probably were on the like kind of made their rounds online.
Mm-hmm.
Straightening was one of them because it was a lead single, and then before then it was Modern Day Stroll. Modern Day Stroll is actually kind of fire of a song. Mm-hmm. It still bangs. You know what I'm saying? All that. It's actually probably my favorite joint on the album, besides maybe the first joint, which is them rapping over I forget the sample, but it's like a classic funk sample, and they did the thing with the beat, all that. Cool. So it's overall a pretty good project. You know what I mean? I just want to say one thing, and I'm gonna let the song that Takeoff and Jim Jones have be the last fucking time that they talking about setting trends. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm really tired. I don't want to hear them talking about they set the trends and how the game had the Migos flow. I get it. I'm tired. I don't want to hear it no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like QB talking about dead people. I don't want to hear it no more. We get it.
They're dead.
We get it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they're not coming back. Whoa.
Like, yes. Okay. The whole game took your like, we're so removed from that era now. It's like, bruh. That's like, that would be like Jay-Z right now talking about, yeah, I had niggas wearing button-ups. Okay, you did. We're not wearing button-ups no more, though. That time is over.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So, I just don't please let Culture 3 be the last album where y'all niggas talk about, like, yeah, we ran the game. Yeah, y'all ain't paying homage, da-da-da. Like, the game has already went to dick riding another style.
Yeah.
Keeping it dead real.
Yeah. We
moved on from that, you know what I'm saying? So, please, let me be the last, because you guys are better than that. Like, I get it. You guys for niggas that recognize, like, you guys are still them niggas. You know what I'm saying? But it almost like every time when I hear a punchline or hear a line about that shit, I almost get upset. Because I'm tired of it. I think y'all had that shit all through the first Culture, because I think at that point, even though it's their most successful album, That was after the Versace flow.
Mm-hmm.
The Game had already dick ride them,
Mm-hmm.
and that was when they kind of were at their top. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when Bad and Bougie went number 1 and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I heard it on Culture 1, heard it on Culture 2, heard it on all your individual albums that y'all dropped. You know what I'm saying? And now we're hearing it on Culture 3. Like, you know how many years that is, bro? Like, come on, son. Come on. Niggas dick rode freaking Drake's whole style. You know what I'm saying? It's the reason why niggas is making 2-part songs today. That wasn't prevalent before. Niggas wasn't making songs with one title, but it's technically 2 songs or 2 different beats. You know what I'm saying? And you don't hear Drake every song talking about, you know what I'm saying, I got da-da-da. You know what I mean? A nigga makes one line. Every song sound like Drake featuring Drake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he moves the fuck on and keeps on being great. But yeah. And I mean, if you need a second person, just put ESTG. I'm always listening to him. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
All right. So I'm going to keep it simple. Gucci Mane, Big 1017. That's what I've been listening to. He dropped his new single, which is, you know what I'm saying, it was a response to NBA Boy. He dropped Publicity Stunt.
I even listened to that joint. Thought you felt like Gucci in 06.
Thought you felt like Gucci Mane in 2006.
I thought you felt like Gucci Mane in 2006. Well, damn.
Oh,
I ain't gonna lie, that's why I liked it so much, because it's like, it was funny. And then you can also tell, like, he's like, I'm gonna just say this shit and then that's it. Because I'm really unbothered. Yeah. But it's just like, nigga. Like,
yeah, like he's responding because, like, it's just good publicity for him. Like, yeah. I could tell, like, Gucci, like I ain't heard nothing about like, Gucci saying nobody. I don't think Gucci really gonna escalate this. Like, he's like, look, bro, I'm gonna let this little nigga talk his shit. Everybody know me. I'm Gucci. This nigga talking about me. I'm gonna talk about him back because it's gonna be some good publicity for me.
It literally feels like this. It's like, it's perfect too, because that meme with 50 talking about, I guess when Floyd Mayweather would
I've seen that meme all the fucking
time. It's perfect timing. That's like, literally the energy.
Like, what the fuck I did to you?
I feel like this is literally the soundtrack for that feeling, because Gucci didn't do shit to Youngboy. Youngboy just decided to diss a nigga because he did a song with Lil Durk and he's into it with Lil Durk. Mm-hmm. Like niggas can't just be cool with a nigga because he has beef that has nothing to do with me.
Like, Gucci got nothing to do with your beef.
Nothing at all. But you know, he's like, you know what, fuck it. Because before niggas even bother me with the shit, I'm just gonna address it a little bit and move the fuck on. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Free Foo and Free Poo. Too. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely a good song. You know what I'm saying? Free Foo and Free Poo.
Yeah, both of them.
You know what I'm saying? Both of them. You know what I mean? Shout out to Big Scar. I'm about to start listening to Big Scar a little more. You know what I mean?
I play, like, you heard Big 30 too, because I be playing Big 30 sometimes too.
Yeah, Big 30 and Big Walk Dog.
Big Walk Dog?
I didn't realize that's 3 bigs. What the fuck?
All the bigs, bro.
All the bigs.
Big 1017.
You know what I'm saying? I'm with it, bro.
For the niggas who don't understand, I'm telling you, this new 1017 is nice.
Crazy.
Like, if you like that kind of rap again, like, I understand everybody, they're not really into the trap stuff, but like, I can't listen to all the trap rappers. I can't listen to everybody. But I'll say this: 1017 finds the way to find, like, to curate the best ones.
Yes,
because like a lot of these trap rappers, they do sound similar. I get you, but some about the ones on 1017, them niggas are actually good. Like, it's some real talent over there. Like,
yeah, and I feel like I feel like where the genius of Gucci Mane comes into play. Because niggas can act like a nigga like Gucci Mane reaches his success just by, I guess, just going to the studio or just whatever happenstance. But it's like, all right. Whereas he is the godfather of this trap shit. Like, he's one of the forefathers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I feel like here's where his genius, like, really shows the difference between him and other trap niggas. Because, like, you listen to a whole tape and it don't sound redundant. Like, it sounds like niggas know how to have that shit. But then also be like, all right, like you could probably tell the niggas like, all right, yeah, that beat is dope, but it sounds like the other joint we got. Let's get a joint that sounds a little different. You know, different producers and shit. You know what I mean? Like, niggas, like, real niggas know, like, it takes a nigga like Gucci Mane to have a joint with, like, Honorable C-Note. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite producers, and he's one of them niggas that's like, he's really that nigga, but he just doesn't put himself out there to be like that. He don't really like the attention like that.
He the
like,
one that made Trap God.
Bro, and that beat is so hard, my nigga. It's just one of them joints where, like, I feel like Honorable C-Note has been in this game so long, he understands, like, you can make a beat, you can make a trap beat and just add a little, just put a little cinnamon on it, and it's gonna be a whole, it's gonna stand out. Whereas I feel like a lot of niggas tend to make the same joint over and over, you know what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect. I don't even want to say producers' names. Y'all would niggas know, because the same niggas I'm gonna be saying is gonna sound like I'm dissing them, but I respect them.
Yeah.
It's niggas that I'm trying to tap into their energy to make a hit. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of niggas will make shit that sound the same.
Yeah.
It'll be the same patterns, you know, sometimes the same melodies, whatever. It'll bang, but it does sound the same. Whereas like Honorable C Note, like he knows how to have a certain style, but then also could be like, you know what? All right, it bangs, but you know, it'd be really dope. Let's just take this part and just go. Let's do a little extra on this part.
Yeah, bro.
And then it'll just bang, and it's hard. Like
and the thing about Gucci, dog, like kind of like you were saying, Gucci got his success, he got his respect out here, but he finds like he sounds good on anything. He can actually collab. Cause remember, the nigga has a collab with Usher. Nigga made Spotlight, and that was a hit.
Yeah,
the nigga made like, and he could sound. The nigga made Lemonade. Some shit that I never thought, like, that's the type of thing you would never think Gucci would make Lemonade, but that shit was a bang. Everybody knew Lemonade, like,
because it is all I'm on.
Zaytoven made that
freaky girl.
Yeah, like
it was a breakup with Mario. He was on there. Pretty Girls with Wale.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
While Gucci Mane definitely has the trap sound, he does branch out from time to time.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. The only thing he probably might not do is a Griselda joint.
Yeah, I don't think I like, but that's not even his type of trap. You know what I'm saying? That's not the type of sound I think he even wants to be on.
But it could happen because I ain't gonna lie. I felt the same way about Young Thug, and then when Swiss Beats decided to make an album out of nowhere, he had Young Thug on there, and Young Thug was on one of them boom bap-ish type beats. You know what I mean? So all it really would take is just for Westside Gunn to be like, you just sitting back smoking and be like, you know what?
They could really get him. I know they could get, if they want to get Gucci, they can get Gucci. I know they could.
You know what I'm saying?
Another thing about Gucci is the nigga low-key timeless, because like he'll be like, when he puts out new 1017 projects, it'll mainly be songs from them, but he'll be featured on some of them, like sprinkled in here and there, and he still sounds just as good on their songs. Like he can still, like, his style, he ain't lost a step, but he low-key gets better than he was back then, in my opinion. I feel like he's actually gotten better as a rapper. Like his bars, he be holding his own with his young niggas. He be outshining them sometimes. Like bars wise, he's still popping.
Like, you know what he does? He does the same thing that I feel like 50 Cent did with G Unit. Now I don't know if you felt this way, but I'll just say as me as a fan. When I was listening to G Unit, I liked all the members. So while 50 was my introduction, and I love 50 the most because he probably had the most hits and sold the most whatever, I didn't go into a track and look for 50's verse. I like everybody. You know what I'm saying? When Young Buck was rapping, I'm loving it. When Lloyd Banks was rapping, I'm loving it. When Tony Aida was there, in the very, very beginning, before jail, okay, it was cool. It was nice. It didn't bring the energy down. And even the game kept up. Everybody and all the members could keep up with each other. You know what I'm saying? Now when Tonio got out of jail, I was like, okay, I used to like this nigga. This nigga weak. You know what I'm saying? But versus like, you know, when J. Cole has Dreamville, everybody in Dreamville is dope. But I don't know if J. Cole just be going too hard on the tracks because I don't even think he don't know how to outshine his niggas. Like every boss song he has is like J. Cole is fire when it comes on. You know, him with Kaz, fire. You know, him with Jid, fire. You know what I'm saying? So Gucci's like that with his niggas. Like when Gucci comes on, it's all consistent energy. It's like you gonna love when Big Scar's rapping. You gonna love when Pooh is rapping. You gonna love when Fujiano's rapping. You gonna love when Big Walk Dog. You gonna love when Gucci's rapping. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be sitting like, all right, Big Dog Walk Dog's rapping, but yo, when Gucci come in, you know what I'm saying? That's a perfect way to be. That's how your niggas shine.
I even like sometimes where he'll be the first verse, like he'll be the opener, and he'll let them close out the rest of the song sometimes too. Like he don't always be the last verse. Like, oh, nigga gonna wait for me. Like, nah. Like I think they really got something over there, bro. And I think it's really great because like Gucci, one of the people it's easy to get a Gucci verse. Like Gucci would give anybody. He loves collabing with niggas and like putting other young niggas on, and like it shows by the way that the new 1017 is growing, and they got a good group over there, y'all.
And they got a lot of niggas, and them niggas is well rounded too. Like it's not even like a Lil Wayne and Young Money situation. You know what I'm saying? Like
where it's just all niggas, but some of them, like only two of them is good, and then we just got a girl who just happened to be good too. There's a couple girls on 1017.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did one of them. I think left. Or was it Sade? One of I think Enchanting I think is still there, but I think K Sade
Enchanting is left because she the one who be whispering all her songs, and it still be sounding hard.
Yeah. So it's
rapping like this on all her songs.
Yeah, and it still hits somehow, bro. Like
it's like, hey, I don't know how she does it. I really don't.
I don't know either.
I don't know how you sound so calm and so gangster. It's kind of like Keek the Sneak.
Trade of Truth, like them whispering niggas that just be shit. We can even say like 21 Savage. 21 Savage just now started like using a different part of his vocal cords.
You right.
That nigga be damn. Bruh, it was at one time where I think when Savage Mode came out, niggas was making like internet memes of like imagine your homeboy sleeping on the couch and you just put a microphone and headphones on him and that nigga rapping and it was like a 21 Savage joint. Cause that really how a nigga sound. Nigga just sound like, I got nothing but buzz for you, nigga. I'll pull the trigger on the nigga. Like, that's really how it used to sound, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to Gucci Mane, man.
That's my artist of the week.
Yeah, definitely getting a new respect from me. You know what I'm saying? I'm on this platform definitely quoted saying that like, I wasn't the biggest Gucci Mane fan. I definitely respected it because I had no choice to. Like, everybody else loved him, so it was like, you gotta respect it no matter what. And the fact that damn near anything that's popping in Atlanta, one way or another, came through him. Whether they got a verse, whether they got a cosign, whether some niggas got a damn near a whole mixtape with the nigga. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? X Future and Lil Uzi Vert. Niggas just popped out with full mixtapes with the nigga. You know what I'm saying? He had his hand in a lot of Atlanta's talent, which is why he's still relevant to this day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Musically. You know what I mean? Like, I pray the nigga never goes back to jail. You know what I mean? Too. The growth of Gucci Mane is a wonderful thing I like to see. I like seeing niggas that had to be tough 24/7 can finally like relax and just prosper and be prosperous black men.
Yeah, bro. I love.
You know what I mean?
I love whenever seeing stuff like Gucci doing regular stuff like riding bikes and stuff, which is really like, yeah, it's great.
The only thing I would want to see from Gucci Mane is probably him and the old 1017 probably get cool again because I don't know where him and Waka stand. I know they're on peaceful terms. I don't know if they're cool anymore, but you know, it used to be beef at one time.
It was.
And then I know Frenchie. I watched Frenchie go on a whole IG tirade about Gucci at one time. I know they were really cool, you know what I'm saying? But
I remember when Gucci got out, I remember he said like he really couldn't hang out with niggas no more because again, when you on parole, you can't be around felons. So he did us like I really couldn't hang out with none of my friends no more. I just had to be at the house. He's like, first I was on house arrest, then I couldn't hang out with them niggas no way. So
I get that, but I also feel like if niggas got a problem, I feel like if these are real street niggas, and they're not even real street niggas, these are like your industry street niggas. Like these are niggas that was around you. Like I feel like they would understand that. So I'm sure. But you know, Frenchie went on a whole freaking hour-long IG live tirade about it. So there's other shit involved. But I do hope
some of the beefs was some stuff before he went to jail. So.
Yeah, that was one thing Gucci did love to do before he got locked up. He would just be like, "Fuck everybody." I remember that shit. I remember nigga said, "Fuck 2 Chainz, fuck Yo Gotti, fuck." Yeah, just fuck everybody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Did he say fuck Drake?
He probably said fuck Drake.
He probably said fuck Drake, but you know.
But then him and Drake made a song together, and it was low key a hit.
They made like 2 or 3 songs when he first came out.
Yeah,
I remember Joe Budden dissing niggas like, yo, niggas said Gucci wasn't even out 2 weeks for you to jump on his dick. And I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't mad because the 2 songs they made together was kind of fire.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like Gucci Mane and Drake together is a low key underrated like collab. Like
you're hitting all the bases.
Yeah, because even when Drake was still like when he was like Ransom, like early Drake, when niggas was like, yo, this is Lil Wayne's Ghost Rider, which is ironic. Ironic how things change. You know what I'm saying? But like yeah, I remember he had a song with Gucci Mane. I really didn't listen to Gucci Mane then, but that joint, that I know you say you love me, girl. Bro, that I ain't gonna. I fucked with that joint.
I remember. I used to like old Drake too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not gonna act like old Drake didn't have niggas say. Hey,
I'm so fucking dumb. I wear diamonds on my thumb. There's a diamond on my dick, so that's a diamond on her tongue. Bro, Gucci was talking some shit on that shit. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. It was one of them times where like you have somebody on the track that you like, so you looking for them, but they don't go first, so you gotta listen to the first nigga, and then after a certain while, I was like, well, yeah, she's saying some shit, like, you know what I mean? Bro,
what that's gonna do? With
girls are like buses every 15 minute run. Now they like potato chips. I just cannot have one. Boy. All right, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
That's gonna do it for this week's episode of the Hold It Down podcast.
Listen to that shit again.
Quan, go ahead and tell them what it's like.
You gonna find me in the crib listening to Gucci, nigga. Burr, my nigga. Bruh, that nigga was, yo, see, this is why a nigga like me like that shit. When I'm used to niggas that I don't like because they say simple shit and then they have a verse where they just kicking that shit, you get a whole new respect for them. I'm like, oh, I was all wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I can't say that I don't like this nigga. I can say that I don't listen to him, but I know he can go hard. You know what I mean? But you can catch me on at SAYQUAND. You know what I'm saying? Shameless plug. I almost forgot the hoodie's still here. You know what I mean? For those that watched last episode, this hoodie's still here. Why? Because I'm lazy and I don't move my clothes from the kitchen, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So if you ever wonder why when this nigga moves out, when the podcast ends, or we end up doing this shit from Zoom because he won't tell me where he lives, I'm preparing y'all because I'm preparing myself because he be saying he gonna keep that energy. So I don't want to act surprised when the shit happen. But yeah, you can find me at here on your social media platforms. I'm always on Instagram, never on Facebook, sometimes on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? You can catch me on Discord too. You know what I mean? One of these days when I start respecting the fans, apparently. And you can also catch me at SAYQUAN.beatstars.com. You know what I'm saying? Holla at your B, holla at your boy. You know what I mean? I sell beats. You know what I mean? Shameless plug and all that. No, let me just pull it down a little bit so you can see the eye. Because maybe I might not know. You know what I'm saying? I sell beats. Yeah. Where can they find you at?
All my socials are the same. You know, talk my shit at Not Bloodbath. Talk to me, I talk back. You know, that's the idea. Twitter, that's all of them, you know.
I mean, you can catch him imitating The Rock while wearing The Rock t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? Drinking The Rock's tequila. He does have a tequila too. That sounds like a joke, but it's not.
Also watch his TV show, Young Rock. It's a good show.
What show?
Young Rock.
Young Rock. Oh yeah.
It's actually a good show. I can't wait for season 2 to come out.
Shout out to The Rock, just in general. Shout out to Dwayne Johnson, just like one of the few niggas that I'm just like, you know what, I almost prayed. I hope I prayed nothing comes out bad because he's just one of them niggas you can't not like.
It's almost like LeBron. It's like them niggas have no smut on their name. Like,
yeah,
you just gotta respect them niggas.
And the way niggas be wilding these days, I almost get scared for that shit because we are in the age you can't even look up to niggas because the second you do. I remember at one time I was like, if I looked up to anybody, it would be The Rock and Will Smith because there was two niggas doing well in their field. I like them niggas. They had swagger. You know what I'm saying? And they had no smut in their name. And then fucking Jada.
Is that Will's fault though, or is it?
It may not be. It just be at this point, like Jada don't even really gotta do anything bad. She just gotta say something that could be somewhat misconstrued, and niggas will misconstrue the shit out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's to the point I saw somebody make a meme of the TikTok where like I guess you put the phone on the ground and then you step over it and it's supposed to be like a different image or whatever. And the caption was when he thinks he's safe because we're married and got kids. She stepped on the camera and then Jada picked the shit up. And you can just decipher that how you want to. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I feel like she don't be trying to embarrass him, but it just goes that way. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, shout out to Will Smith. You know, I just pray that while we be laughing at the shit, I hope he ain't aware of the shit because he seemed to be doing well. He seemed to be like not making a comeback, but like, you know, it's back to the grind. You know, watch a Bel Air, that's out there. You know what I mean? I've heard some good stuff about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch it, but I know people do watch it. So
yeah. So you know, shout out to Will Smith, shout out to Dwayne Johnson, keep winning out there. And one last side note, I wouldn't be mad if we got one more you know, Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart movie, since they're actually friends, like friends in real life. I feel like they make good movies together.
Sure, why not?
Even Central Intelligence, I feel like that was a good movie, and it was like a different turn because like where Kevin Hart is the comedian, he kind of played a serious person, and The Rock was the one that was the funny guy. You know, it's a pretty good movie. So that would be cool.
Well, I hope this turns out to be a pretty good episode.
Word up.
I want y'all to make sure you spread the word to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Tell a friend to tell a friend.
And tell a bitch to tell a hoe.
Remember, the South gonna hold it down.
Zaxby's Milkshakes.